I don't give a about what other did before me. They didn't plant the seed of the hustle. We Southern, we created this shit. I created this shit. I'm the that made these rich.
If he's that confident, you know, I give him a little glimpse. It's crazy. I give him a little glimpse. Check that out. Man. Cut it out. Knock it off.
Think about this for a second. Lil Wayne headlined Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I wanted to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine. This has nothing to do with it, and that's so crazy.
The drama over Kendrick Lamar headlining the next Super Bowl halftime show is still heating up, and Birdman just took it to another level. He straight up called out Jay-Z and is threatening to expose all of Roc Nation's shady business. But what exactly is Birdman referring to, and does he really stand a chance going head-to-head with Jay and Roc Nation? Let's jump right into this, and I told another game and now we control it and run it. Hip-hop is up, we run hip-hop, we run mother down, bottom suck. Alright Jay-Z vs. Birdman and Wayne, let's talk about one of the most iconic beefs in hip-hop that went down between Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and Birdman for years. Whether it was just a friendly competition or something deeper, this rivalry had everybody talking. First of all, you already know Jay-Z isn't just known for dropping legendary bars, he's always positioned himself as the king of rap. Then came Lil Wayne, who grew up idolizing Jay and finally chose to walk into the ring to seize that top place. Wayne wasn't shy about letting the world know he wanted the crown, especially when Jay-Z hinted at retiring after the Black Album. Wayne saw that as his opportunity, going so far as to freestyle over Jay's tracks on the Prefix mixtape in 2004, putting the entire industry on notice that he was coming for the throne by 2005. Wayne dropped his track Best Rapper Alive after his classic Carter II album, and everyone started speculating, was Wayne gunning for Jay's title? It sure seemed like it, even though he was still giving Jay props publicly. Wayne's confidence was through the roof. Things started getting really interesting when Jay-Z invited Wayne to feature on Destiny Child's track Soldier in 2006. That was a major co-sign, but behind the scenes Jay was also trying to sign Wayne to Def Jam, but Weezy was loyal to Birdman and Cash Money passed. He is establishing his own Young Money empire.
When you want to sign Wayne before Wayne really took over.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Lil Wayne. I know that you guys were this close to signing Wayne. What happened with that deal?
The truth is, it's the first time I ever told this truth. You know, after I had a meeting with Wayne, you know, I had a relationship with Baby, so we would go to New Orleans, I would hang out with him. He had me in the purple little, whatever that car was. You remember them purple little cars? Prowler going down the street, you know, no top, people trying to jump in the car. You know, I called them out of respect, like, yo, I was talking to Wayne, just letting you know. So after that, I think we received a letter at our office for like torturous interference. Whoa. And I was like, whoa.
Is it sports? They do that?
It was like, whoa. And it just all went from there. But, you know, I think I would rather lose that situation and do the right thing than the opposite. You know, because I think I could have signed them and then told them after. But, you know, I did the right thing. And
Threatening to kidnap Beyonce in 2012, Wayne took another shot at Jay during a Young Money Pride Grammys party rapping. I asked her what she wanted to watch. She said surely not the throne, but despite all the disses, things never got too serious. Jay eventually responded on La Familia, letting it be known that nobody should mess with his family, but the beef never escalated. Beyond bars, Wayne went on to label Jay-Z the GOAT later on, and both have officially downplayed any actual hatred over the years, but the latest debate over Kendrick. In 2006, the relationship between Jay and Wayne changed again. Jay's album Kingdom Come had everyone speculating about whether Jay was firing subliminal shots at Wayne, particularly on songs like Trouble, in which Jay kept dropping the phrase Lil Wayne. Then he reacted in a 2006 interview with Complexity, essentially stating he wasn't feeling Jay's entire savior of aura attitude. He made it be known that if Jay felt he was coming back to regain the kingdom, he'd have to go through Weezy first, Wayne even straight. I claimed I'd be better than you by 2007. The back and forth continued with Jay firing more shots at Wayne, and Ty's watched what you said to me. This was when the rivalry really started bubbling, but somehow, despite all the shade, Wayne and Jay collaborated on Hello Brooklyn 2.0 off Jay's American Gangster album, confusing everyone. Wayne kept the pressure on when he remixed Jay's Show Me What You Got, delivering verses so much fire that some fans even said Weezy outshined Jay on. his own track. Things were about to escalate again. The two started showing each other out of respect. Jay even called Wayne my heir on Mr. Carter from the Carter 3 in 2008, solidifying that mutual respect. But of course Birdman couldn't let things cool down for too long. In 2009, he stirred the pot by claiming Wayne was the best rapper alive, throwing Saint at Jay-Z during an interview. In any case, I don't believe Jay-Z is the #1 MC. Birdman told Tropical TV Wayne's the best he does. Do not imagine that no one in the business makes more money than us. How can you be the best if you don't make the most money and don't do the most lyrically? Come on, man, be for real. Can't nobody be with Wayne if you are #1 and you aren't getting any money? It doesn't mean nothing. This sparked even more drama, especially after Jay-Z responded on HM with the infamous Baby Money line, making it clear that Birdman's cash couldn't stack up to his Wayne. Then clapped back on its good humorously. Nicki and Birdman know about her that the public hasn't learned, so there's not a ton of personal information out there about Desiree Perez, but here's what we know: she's from the Bronx, born to Cuban immigrant parents. And she got her start in the music game back in the mid-1990s working as a part-time assistant manager at a New York nightclub, where she started building connections with local artists and eventually met Jay-Z. They first met when Jay played at one of her clubs, and ever since. Lamar's selection to headline the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show has reignited the old drama between Birdman and Jay-Z, and now Birdman is out here straight up threatening to expose Jay and Roc Nation. As you all know, much fuss has been made about Kendrick Lamar performing at the upcoming halftime show in New Orleans, the home base of arguably the biggest rap label ever, Cash Money Records, after Nicki Minaj took swipes at Jay and Roc Nation. Birdman posted on X, "Shaking my effing head, these peas Nicki, Drake, Lil Wayne, CMBI meh, make these respect us on Gladys. Hating is for real, but how exactly is Birdman planning to make Jay-Z and Roc Nation respect him and his team? Does he have some dirt on them that he's now threatening to EXP foes?" Well, word on the street is that Roc Nation has been moving very shady behind the scenes for years, and apparently Birdman's got some inside scoop on it, Roc Nation's dark side, so there's been a lot of buzz recently regarding Jay-Z's strong relationship with Roc Nation's Desiree Perez, the same lady. Nicki Minaj recently accused her of doing nasty tactics behind the scenes to shut down any artist that stands in the way of Roc Nation, after recent turmoil between her and Megan Thee Stallion. Nicki retweeted Roc Nation's ad promoting Megan's diss track and commented, "Spending so much money, but she's the low-break independent artist Desiree, you've got to let it go, sweetie. The world knows she's an ass and can't rap. Stop trying to make fetch happen. I simply put out a song with no promotion, no video, and it's already #2. But Nicki didn't stop there. She later came after Deez again, threatening to expose her for supposedly illegally terminating her staff. Nicki said, "In the next song I dive into all the people Dizay reportedly dismissed for unclear reasons and other stuff as well. So many people were surprised and wounded by her. Apparently she's prepared to go bankrupt to attempt to replace me. Fix it, Jesus." But who is this woman, Desire Perez, anyhow, and what do?
We decided to go to McDonald's. You know, when I get to McDonald's, I look up, and the dude, I see Jazzo on him in McDonald's, but I see the dude that's on stage with Jazzo, the light-skinned dude, the big lip dude, I see him talking to my man Juan. So, you know, Juan is a dude that I knew most of my life, but the one thing I knew Juan for, he was the plug, he was the connect. If you seen Juan, and by the way, y'all, this is 35 years ago. Statute of limitations is dead. For all you suckers that want to try to catch some nonsense, statute of limitations is dead 35 years ago.
Whole lot.
Whole lot. Anyway, he was the plug. When I say he was the plug, I mean, you see this man got all the pettico in the world. But yeah, yo, he had it all. Dang. He was that dude, period. You know what I'm saying? So I seen him talking to Jazzo man, light-skinned dude. So I told my man, I said, yo, the Brooklyn dudes, they up here, you know, I know they won and all that, but they up here comfortable, you know? And my man said, what you mean? I said, yo, look at the dude that was on stage with Jazzo. He over there talking to Juan. He said, which Juan? The Connect? I said, yeah, look. So they was politicking like they, you know, like they was friends, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know, funny thing is, I seen him that night. I figured that was just a one-time thing. I go to McDonald's like it's nothing because it's on the corner of my block or whatever. So a couple of weeks go down the line, I start seeing this dude, the same dude, but not Jazzo, But the dude that was on stage with him, the big little light-skinned dude.
Wow.
And I start seeing him, and he's talking. Every time I see him, he's talking to Juan, or he's talking to Juan Man in McDonald's.
They've been close. Fast forward to 2008. Jay-Z launched Roc Nation after parting ways with his first label, Rockefeller. A year later, Desiree joined Roc Nation as Chief Operating Officer, and by 2019, Jay made a big move when he announced that Desiree was stepping up as CEO of Roc Nation. According to Variety, Desiree is now running the show across all 14 branches of Roc Nation, from music management and publishing to their sports agency and business ventures. Desiree didn't just stop after becoming Roc Nation's CEO. Label, she was also the executive producer for 4 Super Bowl halftime shows from 2021 to 2024. Now, according to Desiree herself, her role covers everything from creating strategies for Roc Nation artists to handling PR crises. But those are just the surface-level facts about Desiree and what she does at Roc Nation. Let's get into the real reason why the internet is out here calling her. Jay-Z's Gisela Blanco. All right, remember when Jay-Z said this? I guess we passed, so let me play again this time. The lady sitting just behind him is concerned about Jay's reaction because she is the CEO of Roc Nation. But in her previous life, she was a federal informant. So why is Ray being compared to one of the most ruthless drug lords in history? Well, she never reached the level of infamy that Gabriella did, but in 1994, Deese was arrested for possession of 35 kilograms along with conspiracy to distribute, according to court records dug up by the New York from New York to Florida to Puerto Rico. And word on the street is that Desiree wasn't handling the drug game alone. Her husband Juan O. Perez was allegedly right there with her now. Jay-Z and OG Juan goes way back. They met in the mid-1990s, and together they founded the 4040 Club. Fast forward a few years, and Jay made OG Juan the president of Roc Nation Sports. But here's where things get even more interesting. According to several sources, OG Juan was running plays with Jay long before they launched the club. He got that Roc Nation moniker, and let's just say the company they were engaged in wasn't exactly corporate. Check out what Hugh Ross, a former partner of the legendary Harlem drug king Rich Porter, said about Jay's association with OG Juan and the sort of business they were in.
This is the one time that the paper did at all.
Now let's go back to Desiree. You're probably wondering what happened when she was nabbed with all those kilos. Keep in mind that her indictment wasn't light. She was hooked up with the cartel and some significant kingpins, but here's the kicker. According to a report by Variety, Dare Ray only received 5 years probation, and you already know why she agreed to work with the U.S. Attorney's Office and become an informant. Word is she wasn't playing either. She was out here wearing wires and everything. According to a source that mysteriously disappeared from the web. Desiree was serious about her snitching. According to this 2014 article by the New York Daily News, a June 11, 1996 court hearing obtained by the news shows the feds were pleased with their star mole. The defendant has really worked closely with these agents. Assistant U.S. Attorney Lawrence Bartfeld told a judge that day, arguing to keep Perez out of jail. So right after the news dropped that Jay-Z hired an FBI informant and put her in a top spot at Roc Nation, Dame Dash hit sway. Desiree Situation Dame said that it was the first time Jay's maneuvers actually worried him. Dame didn't hold back either. He stated how a number of his friends and business colleagues, such as Rockefeller co-founder Kareem Biggs Burke, faced huge pressure from the authorities. So Jay's decision to recruit a government informant definitely didn't sit well with him.
Perez struck a deal with the feds, agreeing to wear a hidden wire to record her meetings with major traffickers, the cartel. Her undercover informant work won her courtroom praise for federal prosecutors, as did mine, after she helped them break up major dealers in Puerto Rico and Colombia. You see Meek Mill right here with Desiree Perez, right? She's part of his bail with Jay-Z. This part of Roc Nation, right? She's a executive at Roc Nation. But then you go saying, yo, listen, we don't f rats. Your executive is a rat. So you pick and choose? Because if you don't want to be around rats completely, you're with a rat right there. She cooperated for the DEA. That was never your tour, homie. Listen, you was put on by Nicki Minaj. And you rolling with rats now. But you know what? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody is gonna be like, yo, nobody's gonna expose this. You're with a rat every day. You're with a rat every day. You're with a rat. Your prison reform, your bail reform is with a rat. Oh no, she wasn't street. She was selling kilos of cocaine. You don't want nobody to know? It's right here. Let me show you. Desiree Perez and Meek Mill. Desiree and Perez and Meek Mill walking out the courtroom. Desiree Perez and Jay-Z, right?
Dame, however, wasn't the only one looking at Jay-Z for working with a government informant. Remember the whole Tekashi 69 situation? After he testified against his own people, the entire hip-hop community labeled him a snitch, admitting that several of his acquaintances were gang members who cooperated with the feds. Tekashi went from facing decades in jail to receiving just 2 years and then house arrest, mainly owing to his asthma during the epidemic. Now, whether you rock with Tekashi or not, you can't ignore the "this is straightforward" hypocrisy. Roc Nation artists were out here dragging Tekashi for snitching while at the same time posing up with the snitchers, Desiree Perez, and one of the loudest voices was none other than Meek Mill, who went off on Tekashi, saying hope that rat going live to apologize to. The people he told on, or the victim y'all forgot fast that a rat killed Nipey. He wasn't supposed to be on the streets, that's the only thing I must say, because he's dead, left his baby mom and child like a coward as, yeah, that's cute and all, but check this out. Back in 2019. Desiree Perez was actually photographed walking Meek Mill into court to secure his deal and get his charges dropped. So Meek's cool with having a known snitch like Desiree help him out, but he's out here calling for Tekashi to apologize for snitching. By the way, Tekashi himself pointed out the major hypocrisy, calling Meek out for using the services of a former FBI informant, while blasting him for doing the same.
You know, that's a level of strength really on both sides. I mean, if the shoe had been on the other foot, you know, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope.
Desiree was one of 143 people who were either pardoned or had their sentences commuted by none other than Donald Trump immediately before he stepped down from office. Desiree made a statement on her pardon at the time, adding that she is glad to have received a pardon and to have formally closed that chapter of my life in the eyes of the law. I have taken full accountability for my mistakes from 25 years ago, but I also take tremendous pride in my personal growth, perseverance, and accomplishments since then. This pardon reinforces my lifelong commitment to advocate for criminal justice reform and social justice initiatives. Messier, according to Variety, probably won the pardon owing to lawyer and CNN commentator Van Jones, who just so happens to be represented by Roc Nation management. Van Jones locked. Of course, they made sure he wasn't allowed to comment on his boss's informant past, but other industry voices didn't hold back. One of them was Tory Lanez's dad, who went off on Jay-Z and Roc Nation after Tory got hit with a 10-year sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion right outside the courthouse. Tory's dad blasted Desiree straight up, calling her a snitch and implying Roc Nation had a hand in Tory's downfall. I just stood here in Los Angeles County and witnessed the amen. Now Desiree might have officially cleaned up her record, but let's be real, nobody's forgetting how she made it to the top. And word on the street is that Nicki Minaj and Birdman are gearing up to spill all of the tea on Say and Jay-Z's shady moves behind the scenes. But here's the thing, fans are saying Birdman might not be the best one to speak on it because he's got plenty of skeletons in his own closet. Plus, it's kind of funny he's trying to defend Lil Wayne now when we all remember how he left Wayne high and dry with the IRS drama. Ironically, it was Jay-Z who helped Wayne cover that $4 million tax debt. Now, fans are saying that even if these rumors about Desiree and Roc Nation's true, Birdman doesn't really stand a chance going up against Jay-Z. One fan said getting at Jay-Z is like getting at the president. Good luck with that, Birdman. And someone else added the funny thing is Birdman is from New Orleans, but he won't be able to do it because Jay-Z's word is final. So what do I all think about Birdman threatening Jay? You think Birdman's just bitter because Jay's got more pull in the industry? Please let me know in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.